hold that, please?
Where?
If we use the mounts, we gotta go that far, so go your way.
The top mounts shouldn't hurt anything. The bottom mounts are the ones we don't necessarily need.
Those are the 38-inch ones.
Because they're gonna hit the... Alright.
But the radiator itself, without measuring mounts at all, and just going from like the side to side, or 30, well, you gotta go 34 and a half, 35, with the
34, 35. Let's say 35.
So if we say 30, I might go almost 35. You're right there.
How much? Where you at? Go your way. Right. I have to cut out a little bit of that inner fender there, or no?
No, maybe, maybe not.
I think this one's gonna have to be cut out further this way.
Yeah. This one might have to have a little more cut out. But. Now, length, how deep it's gonna be, it's a whole nother ballgame.
Oh, it's gonna go way down there.
They almost 32. 31 and a half.
It can't go past. It can't go past that.
I know where I'm at.
Hey.
What?
It can't go past that gearbox.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So it might be set too high.
Yeah, we didn't think that through. This didn't set up as high as it does. Will you measure already? Where's it gonna be?
Right here where my fingers are. That's not touching the gearbox. It'll be too tall for the hood. Unless it depends on how far we go back. There's a chance we'll. That I don't know what that is. That's the ABS.
Oh yeah, you unplugged it.
I thought I plugged it back up. Oh, yeah. I didn't know how you wanted to run it. That's why I didn't plug it back. Anyway, it depends on how much of this we cut out, because it might droop back here.
I don't want to cut any of it out. That was the point in doing what we did with the cab. Look at where the bottom radiator hose is. Look at where the bottom radiator hose is. It apparently doesn't get
It goes past that.
past it. It has to.
By quite a bit.
So where you're measuring, you're not measuring right.
Don't measure from the bottom radiator hose.
It ain't as
11 more inches.
thinking it goes beside that's what I'm trying to say. Oh no, it was out further, duh. It did go down in front of it, it was just out.
Yep.
A lot further.
11 inches is hit right with, even with this bar right here that you put in for the mount.
Yeah, it ain't gonna go that far. Question is, we put it down as far as we can, is the hood gonna shut?
I don't know where to cut them at though.
You're a smart person. Do that. Oh, this is gonna be dangerous. You still want to chop a finger off?
You or mine?
see what it somewhat looks like.
What it look like. Go my way if you need to. These little deals on the back.
Alright, let's get rid of all that. Cut some of that off.
Got it?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
You weren't, were you?
The bottom.
Oh, there's a hose over there.
That's a lot of radiator sticking up there. I'm hitting the hose. The hose got to come up.
We're hitting over here
Where?
on that bracket. It's hitting the bracket for the pump. Power steering pump. Way too tall.
Yep. I'm not worried about that. I mean, if that was the case, you just bring it over a little bit and bam.
Right there. Yours still
I
up
could
high.
make mine go down. I just got to cut out the inner fender. About 4 with the cap, it's still 5 if we make it level on my side. That hose definitely worked. This hose I could probably make work, but in order, I have to cut this probably out. I need this one to go down a lot more. Need the marker. When you lose the marker, it's right here. Got that.
Got that. What you want?
Glass would be a little.
So we're having to cut more of the inner fender out on the passenger side for where the radiator, where the hose goes in. We do think we're going to be able to use the stock radiator since it's thinner, but it is tall. I'm thinking right now it's going to work though.
I'm gonna find a piece of rubber to put between the gearbox and the radiator, so they maybe don't rub each other raw. Thicker the better.
That's going to stay in there. Okay.
Good?
Yep, go down. Now I'm going to take a big zip tie and try to wrap around it. You think it'll stay there?
Wouldn't hurt to zip it. I mean, we're gonna put down pressure a little probably on it, but nothing crazy. Yeah. Unfortunately, we had to lean the radiator sideways to get it to work because of the gearbox and the length of the radiator. We really didn't have any choice. We couldn't lift this side up to match this side for the simple fact the bottom radiator hose is under our inner fender, and we needed the radiator inlet to be under the inner fender, so that's why it's down. This one's sitting on the gearbox just about. So that's why it's crooked. But on these custom builds, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do when you're not trying to build a show truck. Like I said, we build show-off trucks. They're cool. They're not perfect, but they're cool.
True that.
True that.
True that. But he is gonna have to cut down the top radiator hose because it goes straight and then it has a curve. We're gonna cut the straight part.
Are you serious? Am I gonna have to?
Wata! Hey, remember my karate skills, how good I am.
Nobody
Remember that.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we're gonna have to cut that down to make it work. We're trying not to go because we did so much for the rims and tires, like they're gonna just make the truck.
Kapow!
They're just gonna make the truck. Like
Right? Kapow!
I can't specify enough how cool the rims and tires on this truck are going to be. But I did want to use the stock radiator because it's a bigger radiator, and when you buy an aftermarket for the Cummins, definitely the skinnier ones, it put the bottom radiator hose right in front of the pulleys. And we can't have it there because we don't have, the radiator is probably what, 1.5 inches from the pulley?
You mean to tell me you're scared of that blade?
I'm absolutely terrified of that blade.
Oh, women.
Why are you making fun of me, bro?
Silly women.
I ain't scared to say I'm afraid of it.
No.
Where are my glasses at? I don't even know. It comes out, and it's got a bracket that attaches to all of that.
So I was able to cut about 2 inches off of here, about 3 or 4 off the backside. Factory radiator hose worked, and on the bottom, and cut right at 3 inches off this here, and I was able to make it work. No kinks, and yeah. Megan's working on cutting the bracket out of the way. I guess she got it.
Yeah. I think we should use this one to hold the bottom of the radiator. Have something come off of it to help support it.
Radiator is just about secure. We're gonna make some bottom brackets. I really don't feel like it's going anywhere, but
just in case.
Yeah. Anyway.
This, we need to make deals to hold this.
Mm-hmm.
Good, babe.
Trying to build battery boxes. I like to be able to utilize the old ones.
And then we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with that mess.
Who?
And that mess.
I'm done. That's where it's gonna be.
Custom, baby. Hey, at least the radiator is where it needs to be.
All right.
Got all this room for activities over here. We don't have that on the driver's side. At least you're a professional battery box builder at this point.
I don't want to be.
Davey got the driver's side battery box done. He is working on the passenger one now. We had to cut and lay down the inner fender so that battery box can sit down level instead of being tilted. Alright, got the cab cleaned out. Just test fitting. We are going to have to cut new holes, so we'll have to fill those holes in that are on the factory plate. I'm thinking we need to come over, here, probably 2-3 more inches. This hole don't work. This hole is about the same, but it needs to go back that way about 2 inches and forward about 3 or 4 inches. Well, the battery box is there. We are having to buy a new battery for the driver's side because the other one was no good. We had to keep a jump box on it. Davey is now trying to get the wiring and stuff set on that inner fender with the fuse box. Alright, Davey got all the wiring mounted. The fuse box is mounted where it's going to be. There's a lot of wiring to shove in there, but it don't look that bad.
Ain't a lot you can do with it.
No.
Just gotta let her bump.
But driver's side battery will go here. Passenger is already there. All the wiring is here. You do have to figure out, which I think we've already got that figured out, the headlights and turning signals and stuff. They are right here. And then the passenger side is right there. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to make a template out around this to where this hole is so we can fill that in. We're going to weld in a piece of sheet metal to cover all that up because we just need this spot. But the doghouse had its own spots already for the 2-ton, so I'm going to get that done and my paint thing running thin. So now I can draw out where that was hitting at. So we can cut us a sheet of metal. plate I made and put in. Fits good. It's right where it needs to be. We're gonna get that welded in. Davey got the 4x4 pole mounted right here. Looks good. We used the factory 4x4 pole out of the 2006 Cummins. Plate screwed down, it's good to go. We just gotta get that piece welded in, and then we can put our shifter on for our 6-speed.
Vinyl maps on and the rubber mat.
Yeah.
Let's see where he cut that.
We're getting there. We do have to patch the floor over there. There's a rust hole right there, and then there's the one right here in the corner. We're gonna fix those. Everywhere else is really solid, which the C60s seem to be more solid because they were used as farm trucks. You think about it, boss.
Tired again. Old age kicking in.
But yeah, this is what the inside looks like. We are going to be using the 2006 cluster, but we'll kind of do what we did on Green Mile. It's gonna go behind the original cluster. So this right here will be the glass of the 1964, but this cluster is just gonna be in behind it. That way all of our gauges work, fuel tank, voltage, speedo, tack, everything will work just like it did in the 2006 Cummins. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put both the front fenders on because I think we're pretty much done with stuff up here until we do wire in the headlights, turn the signal, and run the intercooler pipe when the intercooler gets here. The intercooler is probably going to be like Clydesdale and sit right here in the front, and then we can build a bumper around that. I might try my hand out at cutting mad in the bumper since I've been playing with the plow. Ready? Alright, passenger fender is on. We're going to move over and put the driver fender on. Alright guys, it is Friday evening and we are tired again. So yeah, we got a lot accomplished today again. The front clip's on, fenders are all on, got the radiator in, battery boxes built. We got the wiring all secured on the driver fender, fuse box, all that. What else we get done? Oh.
Shifter.
Yeah. We got the shifter in, the 4x4 pole in, and it's all working and ready to go. We did go ahead and carry the hood back inside just because it's going to storm again tonight. So we wanted that inside. It's actually ready to go on. So the only thing we're really waiting on right now is the intercooler. Yeah. And we got a few more things we're going to do. Oh, and seat cover. We're waiting on a seat cover too. Because the seat that come out of this, it's actually decent, but it's wore, like ripped right under where the driver sits. So we always put a seat cover on, so we're going to do that. Anything else? Yeah. The surprise deal probably ain't going to happen. We probably won't start on it until Monday. Because we should be done with everything but the intercooler. And that might not come in until next week. So.
Yeah. I got to wire up the headlights, blinkers, put the hood on, make sure all that stuff works. And then we can start on the other part of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, stacks. That's another thing. We got to figure out what we're going to do about stacks. I'm going to probably try and search hard this weekend for some used ones.
She don't want me to spend $1,200 a piece on stacks. I don't want to either.
The rims and tires, it doesn't hurt to spend money on, and let me tell you, we spent some money on some rims and tires. But it'll be worth it when they're on the truck and it looks so good. So yeah. That's one thing we're really not cheap on is our rims and our tires. It makes the truck. So, but yeah. But we're gonna call it a night and go get showered and see what we can figure out for dinner and stuff.
We gone.
Good morning, guys. It is Saturday.
I've been working all morning. She's been in the house.
Whatever.
I just like to wear dirty shirts already. That way I don't feel bad for getting them dirty. That's why.
I don't try to get the oil out of his work clothes. No use. You're gonna get them oily again. But anyway, this morning we're not gonna do a whole lot in the shop. We're going to put the seat cover on Sid, pull Sid out, probably take it down the road, and take some pictures of it and stuff and get it up for sale. But yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to do today just because we got a baby sprinkle for our daughter-in-law to go to today and some other stuff we want to do. So. Sid's seat cover finally arrived. Actually, it's really cool. I love the green stitching in it. Looks really good in here. Really excited about that. But we are going to go wash Sid now, get it cleaned up so I can get some pictures and videos of it. All right, so we are gonna take the passenger fender loose and move it up. We need to adjust it to get the passenger door is hitting a little on it. So we gotta move it forward a little. And then we're going to put the hood on it. We're gonna go ahead and put the side covers on too while we're here, and yeah. Wait, is this the right side? Oh yeah, it goes through that little hole. So I usually do this before we ever put the hood back on, but I forgot this time. But I used the chain and cable lube, and I more or less lube this hinge up here because once they stay up so long, they get really hard to go down. We do have a set of new ones, but these ones are working fine. They just need a little extra grease to go down. So we made a list of stuff we need from Napa. So we're going to head into Napa and get what we need to do the headlight, brake lights, all that, get that all wired in. Turn, what?
Not brake lights.
Not brake lights yet, but we're gonna need that stuff, so. Yeah. Headlight, turn signal, yeah, all that good stuff. What else did we need? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna head into town and get that stuff, and we got a few things we need to do, so we're gonna do that now. Alright guys, I've got a guy interested in Sid, so I'm going to drive it down the road since we really haven't driven it but about 6 miles total. Davey's going to follow me in the dump truck. Just going to get out and drive it. Enjoying our Saturday evening on a golf cart ride.
Yeah, I'm fixing to turn around and put her in the sun because it's hot over here. Drive around backwards. Think about it.
Geese watching on our golf cart ride. That might be Bonnie and Clyde, Hannah and Cam's geese. Alright guys, it's a beautiful evening, so we're gonna go cruise Green Mile since we haven't had it out much. So we're gonna go cruise for a little bit, enjoy this beautiful weather we're having. All right, guys, it is Saturday evening. We've had a really good day. We did do more of the shop today than I thought we were going to because we had more time.
We didn't do that much.
No, but we got a little wiring stuff done, new batteries in, stuff like that. What else did we do? Oh, I did drive Sid. Oh, hood, fenders. Yeah, we did quite a bit today. I mean, for only having a few hours in the shop. I did drive Sid today. I actually really like it. Davey followed me in the dump truck, which y'all seen that. Yeah. But that's going to be it for this video. So please like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace.
Thanks for watching, guys.